Welcome back, everyone, to Big Ears 1989 Farming with Farming Simulator 17. Oh, it's good to be back. As you can see, the fields actually finished growing and are being combined as we speak. It is just diabolically groovy. We got 2 wheat fields here, and something happened while in between episodes, of course. There's actually a demand for wheat. Now, this is probably one of the best prices I've actually seen in the game type thing, so this is impressive. And we are definitely going to hop on board on that real freaking quick. I was actually even looking off camera here about headers, because you can put a different size header on a combine. It doesn't have to be the one that belongs to it. Right now, I do believe we have the Rotzelamash, which is a little bit smaller than the Massey. Not by much. 0.6 of a meter, I think, is like, 2 feet? 3 feet? That'd be more than that. Maybe 5 feet. So, that one's just a bit bigger, right? But I was actually looking at this one. This is a 9 meter one. It's same brand, so it would probably fit pretty close. Like, that's a 595 like we have, but 760. I'm thinking that might be pretty good. Now, I'm not sure what we can actually get for that one, but that's definitely what I'm kind of thinking of. It would just be better performance for taking the fields off type thing, which is what we want. We want more efficiency. We want better economy, basically, for taking the fields off. And this guy is fairly slow. Like, I may have fucked up when buying this combine. The reason being, I'll show you guys here right now. The 595 is what we have, right? The speed while combining, it says 30 kilometers an hour right here. But the speed while combining is actually slower than this little New Holland. Actually, it's slower than this guy even. But this, like, they're all sort of in the same line. The 7130 is the next combine up type thing for the case. Well, for any of them, actually. The 9230 is one of the major upwards ones. But there's not really too much difference between these guys, really. And this guy is significantly different from all of them. That is the ultimate goal. It's not 395, it's 430. I think it was the other. But definitely, without buying a new combine, we could buy a new header that would up the efficiency. Now, he's actually getting fairly close to finishing that, so I think we better think about getting this guy in and starting with the barley. So he can start seeding. Of course, we will be working towards a new seeder here fairly quickly, but I think pretty soon a new header, because this guy can really zoom right along with this. So I'm thinking before we really take any more, well, we'll take the rest of the crops off, then we'll go and get a new header type thing. The wheat, we will sell the wheat at the Denton factory, because there is a demand for it, which kind of ironic, because I was saying to you guys that last episode that the best thing for me to do is actually, he is nearly full. The best thing to absolutely do for everything is to stockpile it, because it's better to sell it in bulk than it is to sell it in small droves, right? Because every time you sell grain, each time you sell it, the price drops. So it's better to buy it or sell it in larger quantities, right? That's why I stockpile it at the grain elevators. Because in theory, that just makes sense, right? So that's what I was sort of working and thinking towards. But now that I actually sort of got a demand for it, it's like, it doesn't make sense. It's just way more beneficial if I just take it out and sell it. Because at that price, like, we're still looking at it. Oh, crap. We missed it. We missed our opportunity. Apparently it was only like a 10-minute. Okay, we're going to stockpile it. Crap. We missed our opportunity. What the hell was I doing talking to you guys? course, I only had like 5,000 freaking liters of grain in the first place, so it's like not even worth it. Alright, go back to plan B. We're just going to stockpile it. Okay, ain't worth selling. Ain't no worth mamma jamming to selling that stuff. And this is way more efficient unloading on the go type thing too. He's no longer 80% full. Alright, he's doing his popping and jabbing a thingamabobber. He's got well, he's got one more down and up, and then he's got this field to take off. So I'll run this guy down here. Got room up. To the grain elevator right down here. I always take my loads down here. It's just that much quicker, only because then I can just load up that train and take it right to Maplefield, which actually gets some of the best pricing. Actually, right now it's not too bad. I might consider, once I get all the wheat off, to take it there. I'm just sort of seeing hypothetically here. I can actually oh, no, I don't want to unload there. It doesn't look like I have any wheat there, because otherwise it would say that I could fill up. So no, I don't have anything here. So instead of taking like 12,000 or 13,000 like I had, it's more beneficial to haul like 24 or 30,000 bushels or liters as they call it. How many bushels are in a liter? Post a comment below and tell me how many bushels are actually in a liter, so then I can sort of gauge. Because right now I basically always say, oh look, I've got like 12,000 bushels, or I've got bushels of this, bushels, because that's what we use. That's what we use, like for putting in bins. Our standard bins are like 8,000 bushel bins, right? So that's sort of what I go with. I just think that's so cool. I can have a pile of junk in my bin thing, or my truck. So where are we at? Oh, he's still got one more run besides this one by the looks of things. Actually getting more wheat off here than I thought. But going back to it, Maplefield still has some of the best pricing for it, which, you know, for stockpiling, $8.19 isn't a bad price. But I may just leave it there. I may not sell it. It's not like I absolutely desperately need the cash or anything, like buying new equipment or whatnot. So that's not bad. We'll carry on with that. And then we have two smaller fields of beans. 1666 is not a bad price, but it's going up. So by the time we take it off, we might be looking at better pricing here. This might be 16, it might be 1700. We don't know yet. We have to wait and see. And then sunflowers is something else I really want to get into, because sunflowers are the other cash crop, basically. You've got your, these I think are your three main cash crops. Beets and potatoes, unless you got a big field of them, I don't see actually making a worthwhile venture of doing it. We will eventually, just for shits and giggles type thing. And we will get the best equipment humanly possible for doing it. But right now, it doesn't make sense to really justify it. And for how much beets I was getting off and selling it, you know, yeah, I got a pretty good pile of beets off, but for the initial expense of the equipment, it didn't pay. Alright. We'll unload the trailer near wherever I parked the guy. Where did I park the guy? Oh, I didn't have the high beam on. I didn't have my high beams on. I couldn't see. Oh, I parked them all. Why did I park them all the way over here? Why did I park you all the way over here? Let me just sideswipe my trailer here. Nothing bad could come of this. And then we'll take this one off, then we'll take that one off, and we'll take the other one off. Actually, hang on. Since there's no more demand, let's go get that new header now, and let's actually see what the difference is for combining. Let's do one thing this episode of expansion of our farm. That's what I promised you last time, and we're going to frickin' do it this time. We are going to do a ting. We are going to do the ting. We're going to get a new header is what we're going to do. I think that's one of the most important things. I don't know if I can get down the road with another header, though. We're going to find out. We're going to find out what we can do with the bigger header. Like, this is a good size header as it is, but it's just efficiency. The less time you have to go up and down, the better. Yeah, she's a little tight on the narrow streets as it is. And that other one's going to be actually substantially bigger. It's like, I'm not going to buy the case. I'm actually going to buy the other Watsless mesh thing. Oh, sorry, stop sign. I guess you shouldn't have put a stop sign there if you didn't want it taken out by a combine. Because this one's 7 meters, the next one's 9 meters. So you got 2 meters. And there's what, 3.5 feet in a meter? So 3.5, that's 6, that's 7 feet. That's 7 feet more than this. I guess 0.6 of a meter would only be, like 2-3 feet. 2 feet, I think. Which means that would be this one would be a 23-footer. Still not a bad size header. It's just a little small. But one thing about it, you could actually put like a 45-foot header on this thing. One, it's going to be front heavy. Really front heavy. Two, and this is a major one. Yep. Drop it. The major one is it's going to fill up extremely quickly. Oh, see, then we got 27,000 for it. And the new one, I don't want beet harvesting. I don't want your beet harvester. See, this is 9 meter. That's what we're going for. 10 kilometers an hour speed for combining. And, well, that's a Massey. No, it's still 10 kilometers an hour, but this one is 7 meter. And these stupid things, look how fast you can go. 12, 15 kilometers an hour. That header is just way too big for the one I'm looking at. This is still almost too big for the combine I have, but it'll work. That is a huge frickin' header for this combine. That'd be like, we did put a bigger header on that little case, the little Axle Flow 1660, and we put almost one of these headers on her. It could hardly frickin' move forward. There was no steering whatsoever, and it's like, okay, so we really do need to upgrade combines now. Yeah, just can't do it. Yeah, this is a header. This is what we're talking about. This is so much better. I'm going to have to go the other way because this won't make it over the bridge. I can just see it now. Like, I could drive in both these lanes, and it covers both of these lanes. I really like this. Now, the other thing is, you can't go with too big of a header for one major thing. You can't unload the frickin' thing. Alright, we can still catch it. See, the pipe is still longer than the header. That's another issue. That's actually one of the main issues, is if your header's a tad bit too big, you're going to have major issues with trying to unload it. You can't unload on the go type thing is what you were before. You'd have to actually park it and be able to unload. This thing's a beast now. Just look at that. Okay, we did a thing this episode at least. We actually physically got a new piece of equipment. A header is a new piece of equipment. Maybe next episode, once everything is taken off, we'll try this out before we end the episode, of course. we'll maybe try to work on getting a truck. Like, I could sell the tipper that I have, because at this point it'd be pointless if I had a... oh, this might be interesting. Why don't I have the lights on? Yeah, that's a little bit tight. We'll work on getting a semi with a semi-trailer and things like that. I'll sell these crops, see what I have, and then we'll go from there. I'm hoping I can afford a semi-trailer with the semis soon. So then, yeah, it'll just make that much more efficiency. I can haul bigger loads. I can sell bigger loads. More profit, you could say. And we'll just let this guy go here and see exactly how much more he can really do. I'm thinking he'll do really well, actually. Alright, swing in, boy. And of course, less swipes down the field is less fuel burnt, right? Oh yeah, look at that. The efficiency of that. It's still combining the same speed, so obviously the header is not too terribly big. But we are definitely gaining a lot more wheat faster. That's the key that we're going here for, is better efficiency. We are cutting a pretty good swath now. Like, when you look at it, it would have been basically we're gaining a third more each swipe. He's definitely doing a pretty good job here. Still 9 kilometers an hour going up the hill, so yeah, we're doing really good for that. Anyways, guys, I think that's going to be it for this episode. I hope you have enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, all that good shit. And, of course, share my shit. And we'll catch you next time. Take care, everyone.